All right, so my name is Kyle. I've been up here several times throughout several courses, and I never really felt like I came up here and delivered an authentic, true version of myself, right? We always deliver what we think the room wants to hear in a way. And really, as I may have said before, is I really kind of want to break away from a lot of that. A lot of the, I have to do this because so-and-so said, or it's always been this way, or whatever the case may be, right? I wanted to make actions, thoughts, and the things that I come out of my mouth more purposeful and meaningful and really have me as a part of it, right? A couple years ago, I started a company called The Rise Effect. I was in an incredible place in my life. I used to weigh 350 pounds and I had bariatric surgery. The lowest I got to was 200 pounds. And that's a lot of weight that someone has to carry. But it also weighs a lot on you mentally, right? It's kind of a vicious cycle. The way you thought, I thought rather, got me to that point, and only further continued to dig the hole that I was very quickly inserting into my life. So I really needed to change my mindset because bariatric surgery really only fixed a part of the issue. Once the kind of old habits started to return, I realized quickly that it was never really what I was consuming physically that was harmful. It was what I was consuming mentally. And a lot like the smorgasbord of like actual food that I would consume, I was really kind of just taking in whatever people had to offer, you know, positive, negative, problems, solutions, whatever it was, I was always willing to hear, but I never considered the effect that that would have on me holding it, receiving it, and not really digesting it or processing it the way that it was intended to be, right? Sometimes we just need to be an ear for people, or a sounding board. We don't have to create solutions for them. Sometimes people just want to be heard, and that's okay. The problem that I had is when it came to the negative, that kind of stuck with me. I'm not 100% sure why. I didn't like it. I don't like gossip. I didn't like being negative towards people. I certainly would never want to be mean to somebody to know that if I affected them in a negative way, it would be really detrimental to me. So I would have to then now focus on the positive. I read books, I listened to podcasts, and really what helped me get back on track was knowing that life can be whatever it is you make it. And I've decided to make it something positive. You know, my thoughts, because ultimately we are what we think. We act and accordingly to how we think and whatever our mind is on. And I now currently sit at 186 pounds, which is very, very exciting for me because the last time I reached that weight, it was probably in high school, and I've been out of high school for more time than I care to admit. But that's not enough. It's not enough for me to just be positive. It's not enough for me to turn my life around. I need to share that message, that mentality, and that way for anybody who is willing to hear. Now, I'm not a missionary. I don't want to impose my beliefs on anybody, but I would like to offer a different way of thinking. So in those times when you are approached with that negativity, you know, it's up to you to make sure that you're only handling as much as that you can take on, right? We don't want to allow ourselves to be bogged down by the day-to-days and the conversations that don't really help really either person. Because honestly, sitting in that negativity isn't good for either person, not the one experiencing it and certainly not the one listening either. I believe this so much so that I made these little wristbands. On one side it says keep the positivity going, and on the other side it says press here to activate. So I will say that everyone who is willing to, wants to, is more than glad to walk away with one of these today. I brought some for everybody, free of charge, right? Because the only charge that we need is the positivity that's within yourselves, within these bracelets. There's no batteries required or anything like that. You don't have to plug it in or charge it in the sun, but you do have to just believe. You have to look at it and you have to say, you know what? I'm gonna activate my positive thinking, my way of moving forward throughout the day, whether it's at dawn when you first wake up, whether it's the first time you run into a problem during your workday, or whether it's in the afternoon when you've decided, all right, work has ran the day, the meetings, the goals, and now it's time for me to take that point and turn this day around. all you have to do is just believe it, like I said, and you are more than welcome to share that message with others as well. You can wear it for yourself to read, you can wear it for others to be able to read, but the most important thing is that when you've unlocked that ability to change that day around, instead of coming in and being defeated, it's important to share that with other people as well. So, thank you again.